Starting on the floor in a seated position with the bottoms of your feet together, you're going to grab your feet and keeping your spine nice and straight. You're going to lean forward, making sure not to dump over your feet. Staying nice and even on your sit bones and gently pressing the knees down toward the floor. From here, you're going to move into a 90-90 position with one leg in external rotation and one leg in internal rotation. And you want to gently press that front knee down. You can grab your ankle with the other hand to keep your shoulders nice and square. Now you're going to fold forward, keeping that nice straight back. First, you're going to angle towards your knee. Then you'll come straight down toward your shin. And then you'll go over towards your foot, gently pushing your foot with your hand. And you're going to go back to the knee and repeat. From here, we'll swing one knee over so that we are switching sides. So you'll face the other direction. And again, you're going to press the front knee down as you hold your ankle with the other hand, keeping the shoulders square, letting the hips sink into this position. Now you'll fold forward, first over the knee, keeping the back nice and straight, taking your time. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you reach down. Now over the shin, and then you're going to come up again and lean over the foot. Starting back at the knee, you're going to repeat. Switching back to the other side, we're going to work on some internal rotation. So you're going to lift and lower that back knee several times, really pressing it down to the floor, keeping the shoulders nice and square. It helps to put the hands behind you. Take your time and breathe into it, really reaching for that internal rotation all the way down. From here, you're going to lower the knee, and now you'll focus on raising the foot. So you want to make sure that your hands are square and your shoulders are sort of in line with your shin. And you're just lifting that back foot, activating the glute on that back leg, and reaching up as high as you can without shifting the torso too much. Now we'll switch sides. So we're going to start with that raising and lowering of the knee, that back knee, or what will be your back knee, pressing it down toward the floor and then lifting it up. And dropping that knee, you're going to lift that back foot into that rotation again, keeping the shoulders square with your shin, making sure not to rock through the torso too much, really focusing on using the hip to lift that foot. Now we're going back to a full 90-90 position, so turning completely to one side, hands on the floor, framing your leg, and you're going to do the same thing by lifting and lowering that back knee. So now your frame is just closed in a little bit more. Nice focus through the hip. Exhale as you lift, pressing the knee back down to the floor. From here, you'll keep that knee down, and then you'll lean back, bringing the hand to that back foot so that you know your shoulders stay square. Breathe into it, allowing that hip to rotate. Nice deep breaths, and nice and gentle, not forcing this movement. Switching sides, you're going to get into that full 90-90 with your hands framing your leg, shoulders stay square, and you're going to lift and lower that back knee a little more closed in this time, keeping that foot on the floor. Now lower that knee, pressing it into the floor. You're going to lean back, bring your hand to your foot so you know that your shoulders are square, and breathe into this stretch, keeping the knees down as close to the floor as possible. From here, we'll wing the knees from side to side. So you're going to touch down into 90 on one side and then touch down into 90 on the other side. If you lift your hands up, you can push your hips back a little bit to keep you stable, or you can choose to put the hands behind you and give you a little bit of support as you gently lift your hips to make that turn. Getting back into that full 90-90, you're going to lift that back leg and extend it out along your front foot, and then lift that knee and roll it back into that 90 position. So extending to the front and then bending to the back. Keeping the leg back now, we're going to lean back with a hand on the foot and then shift forward with the chest to the shin. You want to keep the spine as straight as possible and take your time, follow your breath, folding forward and then leaning back. Now we'll switch sides and we'll go back to that extension. So keeping the knees on the floor, you'll take that back knee and lift it as you extend the leg forward, and then lift the knee and roll the leg back into that 90 position. You might find that one side moves easier than the other side. Now keeping that knee back, we'll fold forward with that spine nice and straight, and then we'll lean back with the hand on the foot, keeping that spine straight, taking your time and following your breath. We'll return now to our starting position, so we're sitting on the floor with the bottoms of our feet together. Sit bones are nice and even, spine is straight, and you're leaning forward, holding onto your feet and pushing your knees down gently. From here, we're going to flip it over into a frogger pose. So you'll be on your knees, sliding the knees out as wide as they'll go, keeping that spine straight, and then sitting back into that groin stretch.